interference of light. Now, what is meant by interference? Interference of light is nothing but when two or more light waves, when they superimpose on one another, the resultant light intensity is changed in such a way that intensity is maximum at some points and it is minimum at some other points. Whenever intensity is maximum after superposition of two or more waves, then we say that the interference is a constructive type interference, while if intensity is minimum after superposition, then we say that the interference is a destructive interference. So there are two types of interferences. One is a constructive and the other one is destructive. Then the conditions for constructive interference and destructive interference is if the path difference between the two interfering waves, if it is integral multiple of wavelength lambda, then such type of interference is called as constructive interference. While if this path difference between the two interfering waves, if it is odd integral multiple of half the wavelength, like twice n plus 1 lambda by 2 or twice n minus 1 lambda by 2, then such type of interference is called as destructive interference. For instance, if we have two waves, say this is one wave and this is another wave, having same amplitude, same phase difference, and let these two waves superimpose on one another, then the resultant intensity pattern, then the resultant amplitude will increase, and hence, as you know the relation between intensity and amplitude, that intensity is directly proportional to the square of the amplitude. So as amplitude increases, so intensity, resultant intensity also increases. So such type of interference is called as a constructive interference. While if we have this kind of wave and other wave like this, such that the two waves are out of phase with one another, and let these two waves superimpose on one another, then the maximum of one wave falls on the minimum of the other, and hence net displacement is being zero. So amplitude being zero, intensity becomes zero, and hence such interference is called as a destructive interference. Then for obtaining a steady interference pattern, we need that the two sources of light, they must be coherent in nature. And by coherence, we mean that if the phase difference between the two waves is either zero or constant, then such waves are said to be coherent in nature. And usually such coherent sources are obtained from the single incident source by two methods. One is called as a division of wavefront method, and the other one is called as division of amplitude method. You might have studied this division of wavefront method, which is a famous Young's double slit experiment, that if there is a point source of light, then you know that point source of light is nothing but it gives out a spherical wavefront, and when such spherical wavefront is allowed to follow two narrow slits, say S1 and S2, then according to Huygens wave theory of light, when this incident wavefront strikes the slit S1, then a secondary wavefront will originate from S1 and another secondary wavefront will originate from S2, and when such two wavefronts, when they superimpose on one another, they give rise to the resultant intensity pattern on the screen, which is called as the interference pattern, and this interference pattern consists of alternate dark and white bands. Then, so here two wavefronts are obtained from the single incident source. So the nature of these two wavefronts is they are coherent in nature. So coherent sources are used in order to obtain this steady interference pattern. Then division of amplitude method. In the division of amplitude method, a single incident ray is divided into two beams. For example, if this is a thin film, if this is as normal, if we incident a monochromatic source of light having some wavelength lambda by some angle of incidence I, then on reaching at this point, D, part of it is reflected and emerges out as ray 1. Part of it is refracted through the film with some angle of refraction R, say along BC. Then again on reaching at this point C, part of it is transmitted, part of it is reflected, say along CD. On reaching at this point D, again part of it is emerges out through the film as ray 2. Hence we obtain two rays, that is BR1 and DR2 in the reflected system, and these two rays are obtained from the single incident source. So that's why they are coherent in nature. So this method is nothing but this division of amplitude method, by which we mean that two sources of light can be obtained from the single incident source by method of partial reflection and refraction. So we are going to study this division of amplitude method. Before we discuss this division of amplitude method, we should be knowing some important results. Of optics. That is a phase change of phi always corresponds to a path change phase change of pi will always correspond to a path change of lambda by 2. Then second important result is such kind of change, that is a phase change by pi or a path change of lambda by 2 takes place whenever light is reflected at the surface of denser medium. But if light is reflected through the surface of a rarer medium, then there is no such change of phase by pi or a path change of lambda by 2. And the third one is if light travels a distance t, if light travels a distance t in a medium of reflected x mu, then its equivalent optical path is mu into t. So this is the introductory idea before we deal with the interference in case of thin films. In next lecture we will be dealing with the interference in case of a thin parallel sided film or a film of uniform thickness.